What is going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video preview. So Inart just posted this update on the Batman, and it has mixed reaction looking at their Facebook page. And they said on this, for example, this one, they said they changed the shape of the cowl and the length of the cape. So those are good upgrades, right? Like I like it when a company updates a pre-released figure, but the problem with that is like you are kind of teetering with fans. So for example, like this, it's the before and after. I personally think the after is better, but as I've seen on their Facebook group, there's a large amount of people who are kind of upset. They feel like the details were gone from the before, to the after. It could be a matter of, background, or I don't know, the posing here, the perspective. In here, I like the after better as well. I think the first one looks a bit, you know who it is because of, what it is, but I think they capture the shape of the face of Pattinson a lot better compared to the jawline is obviously wide, but the cheeks are really narrow on the before. But then again, it's a different angle as well, so it's really hard to judge. So personally think after is better. I think the updates that they made is good. And even on the sculpted hair for this Bruce Wayne, I think the one on the right looks better. The one on the left, it's not painted as good, but then again, it's prototype. I feel like. But a lot of people are saying that they like the details more on the before. The after, it looks a little bit stronger. Like it's more masculine, wider facial, features. It's preference, I suppose, but I prefer the after myself. This one is the sculpted one as well. Again, I think the changes is more so on the cheeks area because the jawline is the jawline. Pattinson has a really distinct jawline. This one as well. But the one on the left feels like it kind of looks like Pattinson, at least for me, right? I'm not saying my opinion is the only one that's right here. But I personally feel that the after updates, I wouldn't say upgrade, the after update makes it a bit closer. So now this is the Hot Toys version. I think they're closer now. Now remember, Hot Toys is a different method of photography, so you can see a lot more details on the Hot Toys, but it doesn't mean that they have better details on the Inart. It's just, they're more saturated, they're more detail oriented. The Inart went for the realistic one, so the saturation is a bit low. It's not as detailed, it's not as sharp as Hot Toys, but it also hides some of the imperfections if you do it that way. Compared to the Hot Toys here, you got interchangeable hair because they did their own updates, months back. And compared to the Hot Toys, they do have the hair swappable option. That's up to you. The Inart does not have that if you opt for the sculpted hair version. And this is beautiful, man. I love this thing because I said it before. I think Inart, this would test Inart where they stand, if they can stand toe-to-toe with Hot Toys. Because most of their products, at least the Joker, they don't really have any competition but third party. Their competition is a 10-year-old DX11. However, with this, if they release it simultaneously, if I was Inart, I'm going to release it a lot faster than Hot Toys, to be quite honest with you, so I get a leg up. But this is beautiful because these two companies are fighting for our money. And that's how it's supposed to be. So they're trying to improve their product so they would get the money from us, which is the collectors. And you see this is the Hot Toys release in a different lighting situation with they're showcasing their Sirs, which they have done years ago. And it looks like from the Joker, it's nicely implemented on Inart as well. So a lot of people have done, the purse, it's nothing new anymore. But I like the fact that these two companies are one-upping one another, and it just benefits us, the consumer, with this. Now, the downside of doing these upgrades, right, is that not everyone's going to be happy, and someone's going to feel like, hey, man, I shouldn't have pre-ordered. And that is, I would say, the danger right now when doing the pre-order is because they could do that, and this might go for you or against you. It's nice if you're somebody like me who likes the updates, but judging, if you look in their page, there's a few people that are kind of unhappy with the updates, and I'm not going to say that they're wrong, that I'm right. That's how they feel. That's fine. But they have every right to feel that way, you know. So it is what it is. This guy right here, as you can see, this is the Hot Toys version, looking nice and sturdy right there. He's standing, and then you're gonna get the Inart, which is pretty cool as well. Which I'm gonna put them side by side. This is the Hot Toys unaltered version. The way they do their photography is different, right? So Inart goes for that, less saturated, kind of more realistic look. From these two photographs right here, it might be angle as well. Inart looks great, man, because his shoulders are, it flows like a human being. I'm not saying Hot Toys doesn't do that, but perhaps it's the posing, it's the angle, but they side by side, there's not a whole lot of difference in my opinion. So now you might say I'm wrong, and that's cool. I don't disagree. We all have our opinions, but if you tilt Hot Toys a little bit, I feel like you're still gonna get the same effect as the Inart version. So one is not significantly better than the other, in my opinion. Although from this shot, Inart looks like it has the upper hand. But Hot Toys, you gotta remember, you see Inart, it doesn't have any highlights to it. There's no light behind it. There's no, unlike Hot Toys, so you can see the shiny shoulder pads. That is because there's a light shining on the side of Hot Toys, so you can see all those highlights on the side of his helmet and his armor as well. So it doesn't mean it's just like the plasticky shiny. There's a light next to it, it's blasting. But again, like I said earlier, this is good because we as consumers can do an educated decision which one is better for us. Is it the Hot Toys version or the Inart version? I love it. I love it because when they compete, we win. And now you have the opportunity to make an educated decision. Now, I didn't pre-order anything because I know at one point or another, I'm going to get a Batman, whether it's from Hot Toys or Inart. There's pros and cons in getting each. Price-wise, they're pretty similar. I'm just talking in a sense where it's both sculpted here. Because yes, Inart is a little bit more expensive, the sculpted one, but you also don't pay taxes if you do that. But then again, there's a price if you don't pay the tax. That means you're not getting it from a US retailer, so you're not getting the same benefits as you buy it from Sideshow or Big Bad, where the customer service is great. If something's wrong, you can call them up, they'll send you a part, or they'll let you return the figure, and they'll even pay for the shipping. So you gotta make those decisions yourself and come up to the conclusion which one is better for you. And honestly, for me, I'm not going to make that decision up until both of them are released. So therefore, I can be like, hey, you know what? This one's better. Somebody else has it in hand. I don't have the fear that either of this thing is going to sell out, that I'm going to be left without a Batman. Let's just put it that way. But let me know in the comments how you feel about this updates, about this, competition and all that stuff. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.